Okay, welcome to Business Mondays. This is the Understanding Your Customer module. In this particular video, we're talking about the weight loss niche. Okay, as I said in the introductory video to this, I'm not going to help you do exercises on how to figure out what your customer wants and is trying to do with their life in this particular area. I'm just going to tell you based on my experience, okay? So let's go into it. Weight loss, all right? First of all, let's try to define the customer a bit. These customers are older, okay? And they're mostly women, okay? There are men who want to lose weight, but the big market for weight loss is hands down women, okay? I don't know what the exact percentage be, but I might estimate that 80 to 90% of information products bought for weight loss are by women, okay? So if you're doing weight loss, if you want to help people lose weight, know that a lot of customers are going to be women, okay? How old are they? Well, they're probably over 30, okay? I can say that with high certainty that they're probably over 30, and there's a decent chance that they're beyond 35, beyond 40, even up to 50 years old, even 60, right? You know, like, when a woman's young, she's less long-term thinking, right? There's less long-term thinking. So being a bit overweight, it doesn't matter that much, okay? There's not like health issues that they need to prepare for or anything like that. Like, body image at that time is more about like, how do I feel about myself? Like when they're younger, how do I feel about myself, right? How do my friends see me? What's my role in society? What's my self-image? That kind of thing. That's the thing that's relevant to weight loss at a young age, and that just isn't the kind of stuff that motivates people to be like, I need to get this fixed. I need to get this fixed. If you're gonna have people buying a product, like investing in a training or signing up for coaching or something like that, they're gonna be older because it matters more, okay? Young people, men or women, don't have control over their lives. They don't have like the problem solving skills to like attack a problem and fix it. Okay, they just don't. All right, so very few young people bother to go out and buy products on anything. That's the main reason, just a lack of care and a lack of motivation. Not that they don't need it or anything like that. So if you think you're going to go out and market to like young people on weight loss, or if you think you're going to go out and market to men on weight loss, good luck, okay? A lot of the reason for why men aren't as good customers for weight loss is men don't as easily see how losing weight is going to benefit them, okay? Men look at a guy like Donald Trump and he's a bit overweight, like kind of overweight, and he's the fucking president of the United States, and he's banging a woman almost half his age, and he's like runs supermodel contests. So it's kind of like there's heaps of famous and successful people out there who are overweight. I don't really see the connection as to why losing weight's going to get me good things. So even with like avoiding dying and stuff like that, men are kind of like, right? I'm not talking, when I say this stuff, I'm never talking about all men, okay? I'm never talking about all people or all of a group, okay? But a lot of men are just like, right? Right? I'm going to live long enough, 75, 70, whatever. Okay? Men, if you want to sell weight loss to men, you have to take the angle of sex, right? Because men, as you will find out in another video on men's health, men care more about sex, right, than pretty much everything. Like, getting older and still being able to get an erection and have sex, like, that's like super important. If you want to sell weight loss to men, you got to go into that area, not just like, oh, like sell from the idea that it'll be good to be thin. crickets chirping, right? Even with women, like, I'm going to show you how to lose weight because being thin is good isn't something that immediately goes, oh yeah, okay, right? You need to get into the deeper emotions of it, right? So look, we've ruled out, we haven't got to the good stuff yet, right? We haven't got to women yet. We've ruled out young women. Don't worry about it. Young guys, don't worry about it. Not worth selling to. You can try if you want, and some of this stuff will apply, but it's not the goldmine area of the niche, okay? Older men, also not a great niche. I mean, the opportunity cost of going after men is ridiculous because, or younger people is ridiculous because you could just be going after older women who are much better buyers, okay? Now, so let's get into it. We're talking about older women, and a lot of the stuff I say will apply to other people, just so you know, all right? Okay, so why do older women want to lose weight, okay? I think that the main reason is health, okay? I think that that's the main reason. Women are more trusting in the medical system and care a lot about their good health than men, okay? As I said before, men are kind of like, apathetic, just apathetic. Whereas women are like, no, I need to get my health good. And I think the reason for that is because women feel that they have a role that they need to nurture, okay? Women feel that they need to be able to look after people as they get older, okay? Whereas men are like, yeah, she's gonna look after me, right? Right? Or like, yeah, I don't know, my kids will look after me or I'll die or whatever. Okay. Just apathy. Whereas women see their doctors with any slight, health thing and like ask the doctors, what do I need to do? How do I get on top of this? Like my grandma got diagnosed with diabetes and she's straight away like, what do I do, doc? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I need to know, right? So there's a lot of care there. A lot of care about their health, okay? So when you're doing marketing with this particular part, with the health part, I mean, you're going to be talking about avoiding negative outcomes, right? So you can tell stories about women who are overweight who, I don't know, had some horrible experience, right? Some morbid experience with, and that can kind of like make people wake up and go, oh yeah, I got to get this fixed, right? Because that's with problems like weight loss that they're like an away from kind of thing. Like I'm trying to get away from bad things. It's about triggering the I got to get this fixed moment, okay? Like I got to do something about this right now. So a lot of your focus is going to be placed on showing all the bad things that can happen if they don't get it fixed. So what can happen? Heart attack, diabetes, just your body and muscles like breaking down from just being too overweight. Your body just can't handle it. Things just give out, right? The big things, like you want to go for the really big, serious things. Now that's one side of it, right? I want to say one side of the coin, but I don't think it really makes sense. The other part of it is that there's a lot of feeling like a less person for being overweight. Like there's the skinny people, right? And they seem to be able to eat whatever they want, whenever they want. It's not true, but that's the perception, that skinny people can just do anything. So there's a lot of envy there, right? So they feel envy of the people who are like getting all these benefits, right? It's not even so much about the strength of the desire toward the benefits for themselves, because they've kind of like, a lot of people have like given up on getting those benefits, right? But they can still see other people having those benefits, like, the opposite sex is attracted to them. People treat them better. They feel more comfortable. They're less anxious, right? All those good things. They see other people, the skinny people, the people that don't have those problems, and it triggers envy. And envy, a human can deal with envy in a positive way or a negative way. If you see envy, it can trigger you to feel desire and oh, I'm gonna get that, right? Or it can just make you go, and just feel the envy, right? And it just feels horrible, okay? So when you're doing your copywriting and marketing, the thing you're offering is a solution to that, right? To the envy, okay? So it's a solution to the envy. It's a solution to the horrible things that can happen, okay? And the other thing is, it's a solution to the shame, right? A life not well spent, right? That's not my judgment. This is all copywriting, okay? This is going inside their heads from my understanding, okay? So being overweight, that causes shame. What is shame? Shame is when you feel like you haven't lived up to how you should perform or be according to society. Okay, guilt is when you feel like you haven't lived up to your own standards and you feel bad about how you behaved because of your own standards. But shame is feeling less than, I haven't done as well as other people, I'm not in as good a situation as other people, they're judging me, right? A line of copy you might use or something in marketing is for example, just say the product creator used to be overweight, is commonly people lose weight and they want to teach others, right? The person would talk about, it was horrible when I had to take my shirt off at the beach and everyone could see my cottage cheese thighs and rolls of flab, and I could hear someone laughing behind me, right? That's shame, okay? So obviously I can't give you every single line of copy or not, but what you have to do is you have to go into that shame and think what are the shameful experiences? What is the experience of envy? Okay, so it's very easy to go from there because it's a simple question to ask. I'm not just what are their fears and frustrations? No idea, right? But if you ask the experience of shame and what do they feel ashamed about? What do they feel envy about? What are the health problems they're trying to get away from, right? Then you're going to make a lot of ground, right? You're going to put those messages in your marketing. Now, some other ones. Just to throw some out there, right? Being overweight could be seen as preventing them from getting a relationship that they desire, feeling like they're unattractive, or being unable to attract the quality of person of the opposite sex that they want. Okay, there's that. It can also feel like you'll be unable to be a good spouse, losing attraction from the partner you already have. Okay, unable to do the things that you used to do. Okay, just unable to exercise, right? So you feel like you can finally walk up the stairs and not get puffed, okay? So there's a lot of things there. I would focus on the away from bad health, being able to continue to nurture, right? Get rid of the envy. Not just get rid of the envy, but get above the envy so you don't need to feel the envy, right? So you'll be one of them. You'll be one of the cool kids kind of thing, right? Going to the shame, right? Now, when you deal with envy and shame, these are negative emotions, so they have to be dealt with. How are you, mate? You okay? So you have to deal with these indirectly, okay? You don't want to be do you feel like a shit loser for being overweight and you're less than people and you're envious of your friends? No, all right? You don't do that. That's a terrible way. It has to be very indirect. So you can tell stories about yourself or other people that you've dealt with to get the message across so they don't have to feel it about themselves, okay? It's a very delicate kind of niche. It's not all about making promises like you're going to have a skinny, sexy body, like, and just laying that on thick. It's not so much about that, right? That's like, they say that fear and greed are the B-level copywriter emotions. And, you know, if you just tried to write a piece of marketing just based on this desire to have a sexy body, like, big deal, big whoop. Like, that's nothing compared to the other stuff I talked about here, right? I think I covered women's weight loss there. That's the core of it. Let me just go through these lists. This list, right? We covered towards pleasure. We covered away from pain. Now, withouts, okay? Without, well, you don't want to have to eat some shitty diet, right? Without eating fucking rabbit food, okay? You know, without having to bust a lung or in the gym, right? Without having to eat like horrible, crappy diet. So give people a solution that isn't crappy to follow. Like, oh, here's a solution. However, it means that you're going to bust your ass in the gym every single day, right? And eat food that tastes crap, right? Because you have to have some empathy. You have to have some compassion. People don't go to the gym because it's embarrassing, right? It triggers the shame. It makes them feel physically unwell, right? And it's just a whole lot of work. Like, people want to achieve weight loss without that kind of stuff. And they don't want to eat crappy food because that just sucks, right? So those are the kind of withouts that you'll be dealing in the weight loss niche. How others see them, we talked about this, but just to go into it a little more, like, it's about acceptance. It's about people not looking at them like they're less, right? We know that, like, fat people, overweight people just get treated worse, right? People aren't as nice to them. People don't show them as much affection or interest, right? That's horrible. So talk about that. Talk about, like, if you engage with my product or my training, then the outcome that you can expect is this, right? So people are going to treat you better. You're going to see yourself better, okay? Deep emotions, we talked about this, shame and envy. Those are the big ones. Audience sophistication is huge. So the deal with a lot of people who, like when you get into marketing, you have to deal with the fact that a lot of the people that buy whatever you're selling are not going to use it. We like to say that like 95% of people won't really follow through. You know, they'll buy what it is you're offering. They'll sign up for a gym. They'll buy a product and just ultimately won't follow through with it. Like, won't even consume the information or do what they're told or stick to the diet or whatever. Okay. The audience sophistication of the weight loss market is like, try some silly crash diet, give up. Blame someone for lying to them, blame the course, that didn't work because of this, make an excuse, wasn't my fault, I need to find another one, buy another one, everyone's lying to me, everything's bullshit, buy, it didn't work, buy 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 it didn't work. That's the thing you're dealing with, okay? Now, that's the veterans in the niche. Of course, there's always people coming into the niche, but there's more people in the weight loss niche who are overweight and have been overweight for a long time, tried and failed many things, they're bitter, right? So as soon as the audience sophistication is like that, you better come out with something new, okay? If you think you're going to be like, it's this crazy cool diet where you eat less carbs, people are going to be like, well, I already tried that, okay? So the audience sophistication is very, very high. You need to go into it and talk to them about their thoughts on the market, right? You have to actually go meta and like, now, talk to them as if, and show them that you're where they are in their perspective on how the market is, right? So you're like, yeah, I know all these people tell you bullshit promises, like you're going to lose 23 pounds in 2 weeks, but that's just some nonsense about a trick that they used where they had people deplete all the salt from their body so that they got rid of all the water, and they've just been lying to you. Now, I'm not going to tell you that. Okay, I'm going to tell you that you're going to lose this reasonable amount of weight. But the difference is, it's going to work. So if you're willing to go a little bit slower, okay, And hey, if you want instant results and you're not willing to do a bit of work, then fine. But if you're willing to engage with this method and go a bit slower, then I can honestly, certainly, scientifically tell you that you are going to lose this weight because this method works, okay? Right? You want to get in like that, like sincerity, right? Like actually sell something that works. Don't overpromise and be very clear about the results that they can get, okay? So that's it for weight loss. Please join me in the next video if you'd like. The next one I'm about to do is building muscle, okay?